so there we go. Have the water pump out, power steering pump, the alternator, fan shroud, coil packs, intake manifold, you know, all that good stuff. So fuel system is all disconnected. Wiring is pretty much all disconnected except for the starter, which I'll get to in a minute, because I have to take the starter out to get to the torque converter bolts. And then while I'm in that area, I'll be taking out the bolt for the transmission dipstick tube and also the transmission bolts. I've got 3 bolts on the back side of each one of the headers. So I'll be taking those off while I'm down there, and then I'll be getting up and moving over here to the engine mount bolts. Will be 3 on each side. So once we get all that stuff taken care of, should be able to just rip this thing out of here. But may also have to take the hood off. We'll see. What I'm going to do is, I was thinking about taking the front clip off, but I want to try it a little bit different this time and not take the front clip off. I'm just going to drop this. I'm going to take the jack stands out, drop it down onto the calipers. That way it's nice and low, and I could cherry pick it, picker in there easily. And yeah, so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, let's get back to work. All right, so motor mount bolts all out, transmission, torque converter bolts good to go. I'm gonna go ahead and chain it up and lower this thing a little bit, try to pull it out. Alright everybody, so I actually ended up doing the rod bearings on this thing. I checked the #1 rod bearing clearances. I took the rod end cap off there, and it was around 15 thousandths to 18 thousandths. I just checked it with a plastic gauge, and that's, I mean, not the best way to do it, but it gives you a pretty good estimate of what the clearances are. And yeah, so they're a little bit out of spec. I replaced all of them with just some new standard size ones, and everything seems to be good now. Rotating assembly is all back together. Everything's torqued to spec. Oil pickup tube is on there, and I'm just going to throw the oil pan on there now that I've got that all cleaned up, or cleaned up a little bit anyway, and throw the crank pulley back on, and also the valve covers with the new gaskets over here. So I'm going to get back to it and get this thing back together in the truck. Let's go. everything's taken care of now, except for just plugging up all the sensors and some grounds and stuff. And once that's all done, be able to crank it over. But I am going to leave the coil packs and injectors unplugged so that I can crank it for a little bit, build up some oil pressure, and then start it after hooking all that stuff back up. Go from there. But everything's looking a lot better. Painted up that side of the engine bay with some glossy black paint, and I still need to clear coat it, but it already looks pretty freaking good so far. Alright, so everything is pretty much good to go now. I actually set up the top post portion of the battery as a ground as well, and then I have some jumper cables on there grounding it in a few other spots. I just want to be extra sure I got a good ground.
Stop.
Alright, so you can see I got the hood on there now, and also have a little bit more grounds ran here. I put the top post on there, and then this is a side post battery. Got both, so got two grounds there, got another ground block there, one back there on the back of the block by the cam sensor and all that. And yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and start this thing up, see what it sounds like. Muffler on there also. It was reduced down before to a 2.5 inch, so it's got a 3 inch on there now. Sounds pretty good. Other than this exhaust leak, and it's really bad. I think that's by the cat. I'll have to take a look at that, but I'm gonna rev it up real quick. Just a little bit. Maybe like 3.5 grand. Gonna continue. I think I may take this stuff out of here and finish painting that. I need to clear coat it, and I still need to do some actual painting right there, and then this little area right here, and then do this side as well. Yeah, anyway, gonna be fixing this exhaust leak over here, figure out what that's all about. I'll be finishing painting up the engine bay, clear coating it, all that stuff, and I'll have to do that on this side as well. But this will be getting dyno tuned at some point in time. It probably will be in the next video, and I don't know if there will be any street tuning involved in that, but I'm sure there will be a little bit of drivability tuning done there as well, so we'll find out. Not expecting a whole lot of power out of this thing. I mean, the only reason I'm getting it tuned is because it was a 5.3, now it's a 6.0, and it's got a stage 2 cam. It does have an aftermarket intake, air intake, full 3-inch exhaust, so it needs a tune for drivability and all that. So we'll see how much power it makes. Like I said, not expecting a whole lot, but that'll be in the next video. So yeah, please like, comment down below, subscribe, all that cool stuff, and thank you for watching.